Okay, we're going to do a rendering, make a picture of our cell phone, and in the computer that's called rendering. And I've opened a new file, just by File, New, and I'm going to show you how to append that model into this file. Before we do that, though, I want to set up some lighting, and I want to remind you that this object here is a lamp, this object is a camera, and we can set up a screen view, a new modeling screen. Do add new. We'll duplicate this modeling screen and we'll customize it. And we can do a front view, let's see, we'll do a top view, a front view, a side view, and 0 for the camera view. Okay. Now we'll render a picture, render current frame. See that we have a cube. And let's talk about the lighting. First, let's look at the top view. I'm going to use Shift Spacebar to make that larger. And there's our cube. We're going to set up 3 lights. We're going to put this lamp right here as our key light. And going to duplicate it with a Shift D to duplicate it and set up a fill light, and then we're going to do a duplication again and put it over here as a backlight. So there we have 3 lights in our scene. And let's just see what that does for our scene. I'm going to use the F12 to hit a render. Okay, a little too bright on the top. So let's start adjusting our lights. Our fill light, we can pull that down. Let's put our cube up on the axis there. Let's take our fill light, bring it down some. Let's take this light. This is our key light. It's fine. Let's select our fill light. We'll go into the material buttons, and here under energy, we're going to reduce the energy on that. And over here, I'm going to set up a render preview. See what's happening there. Okay, I'm going to now add a floor to this scene. I'm going to do Shift C to snap my cursor to the center of my world. I'm going to spacebar add mesh plane. I'm going to scale that up. And now let's see how this looks here. Okay, I'm getting shadows from all these lights. Don't really want shadows from all my lights. So for my key light, I'm going to leave ray shadow on. For my fill light, I'll turn off ray shadows. For my backlight, I'm going to turn off ray shadows. Go ahead and let that update. Check my render settings. Shadows on, rays on. Okay. Let's do a render. This harsh light that I'm getting on the ground is because this doesn't really have a material set up yet. So select that ground, go into material settings, say add new, go into my shaders, take my specular setting, take it down to 0, and my hardness, can I leave that where that is. And you notice the shadows are still showing up here in the preview. I'm not sure if I can affect that or not. Let's see, view, render preview, still getting the shadows in the preview. Okay, now I'm going to hit F12, do a render, to show you how that specular highlight isn't there anymore because we turned the specularity way down. My shadow's kicking off to the back there. I'm going to move this light slightly. And I have a very crisp, harsh shadow. So now, with that light selected, I'm going to change the type of light to a spotlight. Going to rotate that spotlight. Let me go into wireframe mode. Rotate that spotlight and adjust the size of the cone and the distance of the cone, and in this view rotate it up. Here, rotate it. Now rotate it down some. Just tweak it a bit. You can see what you're getting in your preview there. I'm going to adjust the spot blending, the softness, and the size on this. You can see in our preview how that's changing. Alright, I'll scale this up some. Alright, we've got a nice happy hero shot of our cube there. Okay, I'm going to save this as a light set dot blend. Okay, I'm going to take my cube. Let's go ahead and delete the cube. Now, going to File, Append or Link. We'll get a browser down here. In order to pop that browser up big, I'm going to do Shift Spacebar, and going to look in my cell phone project models folder. Using that pull down menu there, cell phone project models. I'm going to look inside the cell phone file in the objects folder, and I'm going to right click on all three of those and load library. Okay, now spacebar, shift that down, and there is my cell phone. Except, if you remember that the cell phone, we had moved part of it into the second layer. So I'm going to turn on the second layer. See if we can refresh our preview there. And what we need to do is we need to tell it that we want to see the texture. So I really should have done that in my cell phone project file. So what I'm going to do is save this. Oh, I shouldn't have saved that. I should not have saved that. Let's go ahead and delete the cell phone in the empty, and we'll save this as our lit scene. I'm going to go back. I'm going to open the cell phone project, And what I need to do, I should have done a test render on this. I need to go in to the materials using the minus key here, do a horizontal alignment. I should go in here and tell it to turn on the text face button, and it should be on for that one too, and this will tell the phone to tell the model to use the texture that we've applied to that image. The texture image that it will tells Blender to use the UV texture map and apply it, and that's one way we can apply that image. Going to save that. Going to open my light set. Going to File, Append or Link, and going to link a file. Going to select these three components right here. First, let me show you this. I'm going to cancel that. File, Append or Link. I'm going to navigate to our file folder, which is our cell phone project model folder. Click on the cell phone file. Click on the object. Select these three objects. With right clicks, go ahead and load library, left click, and now our cell phone is in the shot. It doesn't fit within the camera frame, so we're going to select the camera, and we're going to press R for rotate, and then middle click once, and that gives us a rotation within the camera to aim the camera. Adjust our preview window. Okay, now the lighting isn't exactly what I'd like here because this cell phone is bigger than the cube, and what I think I'll do is I'll just go ahead and scale the cell phone down because this is sort of a giant cell phone, but I can't because it's linked. You can see that, and I can't move it because it's linked. So I'm going to press the U key, and I'm going to I'm sorry, I'm not going to press the U key because it's linked. And press the L key, and I'm going to make the selected objects and the object data, well, I'll make the selected objects local. Okay. Now I can scale the phone. I'm going to position it back on the ground. Going to adjust this light some. Would like to look through the light to adjust it, so I'm going to go Control 0. Now I'm looking through the spotlight as if it were a camera. Go Alt 0 to go back to my camera view. Alt 0 back in the camera view. And now I'm going to adjust my camera some. I'm going to grab within the camera and rotate. Get myself a nicely framed phone. G, middle mouse click. Pull in a little bit. R, middle click. Okay, so now I'm looking at this and I need to start adjusting my lights. I think this light is not in a good spot and it's too bright. So I'm going to bring it back some and reduce its energy. In fact, I'm going to now pull it up from the ground some. Can do that in another view here. Just want a softer illumination back there. This bright specular highlight is probably coming from this lamp because it's bouncing off there, so I'm going to turn off specular highlights for that lamp. Check that and see if that fixes that. And what we'll do is I'll do a quick F12 render on this here. See that we have no more specular highlight on the phone, and that's good. Okay, now I'm going to have a little fun here. We're going to turn on mirroring for the floor in our material buttons. On our mirror transparency tab, we're going to turn on ray mirror and turn on some mirroring, and I'll show you here what that's looking like. You can see our checkerboard over there, and you'll see in our rendered preview what neat stuff's going on there. In order to get this edge out of here, I'm going to scale this up right now. There's other ways we can do this, but using mist or fog, but we're just going to make that large enough to be out of the shot. Okay, now the light that's giving us the shadow is the spotlight. It's not a really wonderful shadow that we're getting, so let's turn off ray shadow. Let that update, and let's duplicate this light with a Shift D. I'm going to rotate it a little bit and turn this into a lamp and turn ray shadow on for that lamp. Let's hit F12, see what we get. It's giving us a nice light over there. And lighting is a tricky thing. Play around with light positioning. For those of you that are photographers or have worked with lighting, this will probably make a lot of sense to you. And there we have a fairly nifty looking cell phone. There are a couple of minor issues, like with the beveling on this edge here. I think we can fix that up by turning on some smoothing. So I'll select this part of the phone in the edit buttons. I'm going to turn on set smooth. Can't edit external library data. Okay, I have this as a linked file, so we're going to save this as cell phone step 8.